Hi everyone, it's Joanne and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be using the June 2022 Your Creative Studio kit to make some cards. So this is card number 1 and this is card number 2. So let's get started. Okay, so card number 1 is this really pretty note card. And it's double matted, and then on the inside I have another cream colored cardstock, and I stamped in the corner to give it some interest. So I'm going to make another card like this, but I'm not going to do it exactly. I'll do it a little different for some variation. So I'm going to take a piece of cardstock that's 3 3/4 by 5, and that's what I'm going to build my background on. So I pulled out some pieces that I pre-cut. All right. And again, I like the way the background paper shows through the vellum. So I'm going to do that again with this card. I need my paper trimmers to pull off a little bit of the side that's uneven. I still have glue everywhere, little pieces, little glue balls from my last project. Thought I cleaned things up, but I apparently didn't. So that looks pretty straight. The other one I used my T-square and measured it, but this looks pretty straight. So I'm going to take my glue stick, and I don't have any paper to put underneath of it handy. At least I don't think I do. I'm looking around, but that's okay. Make sure I get the corners really glued up, and then I'm going to stick this on here. Take my bone folder and give it a good press. I'm going to flip it over and cut off the excess. Yeah, I'm going to keep my scraps, of course, to use in another project. I want to make sure that's pretty straight because it is going to show. All right, so that looks good. And then I'm going to take the piece of vellum, wherever that got to. Where did it get to? All right. That quick, I lose things. Oh my gosh, how silly. All right, 1 second. Let me look for that. Did it stick on this? Yeah, here it is. It's stuck onto the back of my paper trimmer. So do I want it like this or do I want it like this? I think I want it like this. I think I want to cover the whole card. Yeah, let me do that. So for the vellum, I'm going to use, let me make sure I have the right side. I think that's the right side. So I'm going to use some fabric tack because it's clear and I really want this to dry clear. I'm just going to go all over the back. I'm probably going to have to go under the corners and make sure that it has a really good hold, and I want it centered as best I can. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to press that down. And again, give it a good press. I'm going to come back. I'm telling you, I have these glue things are going to haunt me for a long time. All right. Cut these off. This is a really easy card, actually. All right, make sure it's trimmed straight. So I am using better scissors for this project, my snips. Let me pull this away. Get this. Now I could put this under my paper trimmer and get a really good clean edge, and if I feel like I can't cut a really good clean edge, I'll definitely do that because you're going to notice it. So again, I'm going to go back and make sure along the edge is sealed down well. Put a little more of the fabric tack down and press it. And you don't have to use the good cardstock under this. I mean, you're not going to see this piece, but it's what I had handy right here, so I didn't mind using it. But you can definitely use this cardstock scrap for this base. All right. I'm going to press that well. I'm going to distress around the edge. Not a whole lot. She says as she distresses a whole lot. All right. So you don't have to use the vellum for this, but I like the look of the printed paper underneath. I just want to make sure the distressing made me notice this little corner. I did get a tiny little piece of the cardstock underneath, but that's okay. So at this point, I'm going to adhere that to the front, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So my card base I didn't mention. This is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So it's 5.5 by scored at 4 1/4. The 11's the same. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to use some liquid glue. And I'm going to use my Tombow for this because I want it to adhere pretty well. I mean, art glitter's glue's good, and you do have a little bit of maneuvering time with either. You have a little more, I find, with art glitter glue, but I'm just going to try to get it down pretty straight right away. I'm going to take my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, use a credit card or a ruler, as long as you're not going to rip. And then I'm going to put my focal point on, which I thought this would be pretty on this one. I am going to ink up around the edge. Now I can adhere this to the card front first, or I can just do this first. I think I'm going to adhere it to the card front first. So again, I can use glue or I can use my tape runner. Either way, I'm going to glue it up. Now I just put that a little out of reach, so I'll be looking for that in a minute. And then I'm going to mount this to the front. Try to get it centered. That looks pretty good. All right, now this is a sticker, but I'm not gonna stick it down. You can. I want to give it some dimensions, so I'm gonna pop it up on dimensionals. I don't have my pick tool in here. It's out in my kitchen where I'm working on my huge scrapbook project. I could have grabbed them, but my little snips will work just fine. Like these. I know people just peel these up with their fingernails, but for some reason that's not my desired way to pop the tops off. All right, I'm gonna stick this. Do I want it in the middle? Do I want it crooked? How do I want it? I think I want it in the middle and pretty straight. So I think that's pretty. So I just had an idea that instead of stamping, because I have my washi right here, I might just put a row of washi down this side to put some interest on the inside of the card. Now, I always take glue stick, wherever that went, right here, and put a layer on top of the washi. Now, this is directional in my opinion, and I'm just going to stick it down as straight as I can, and that worked out pretty well, I think. Yep. So I think that's kind of pretty. Let me cut off the little pieces. All right. I have a piece stuck to me, which I'm trying to get off. Got a camera, I can tuck that around to the back. Again, always take your bone folder and give it a press. Now, if I decided I did the direction wrong, I could have it over here, or I could have it on this side. I think I kind of like it like this. Let me just double check. You open it. Yeah, I think I like it like this for something different. And I'm just going to take my glue. And adhere that to the back. And this is card number 1 in its glory. Oops. I'm not going to stamp a sentiment in the middle, you know, in here. Sometimes I like to wait. It can just be a note card, handwritten, but sometimes I like to wait to see what occasion I need it for. So here's card number 2. I think it's super pretty. I like the green, and there's number 1. All right, I'll be right back with card number 2. Okay, so card number 2 is just a simple note card. Using the tissue from the kit, and I'm going to recreate this one. And then on the inside I used one of the, what I want to call them, if these are stickers, I couldn't get it separated. So it's kind of just ephemera, I guess. So let's get started. Again, I used green cardstock. I really liked it with this kit, or this palette here. And then I cut, so it's 8.5 by 11, so I cut the paper at 5.5 and scored it 4 1/4. I'm going to use it in the landscape orientation this time. And then I cut 2 pieces, one for here and one for the inside at 5 1/4 by 4. All right, and then I cut the top piece that I'm going to build the image on is 5 by 3 3/4. All right, so let's start with this. Again, you don't need the cream colored. What I did was I took the tissue and I decided where I wanted it to show. I kind of like the dragonfly on this one, but I think I'm going to do the butterfly on this one. So I'm going to turn it over. And honestly, I can probably just cut this. I pencil outlined the other one, but I may just cut this one, or maybe not. Let me see. Let's see how I can do this. Yeah, I think I'll just try to cut this. I did cut it out a little bigger than the paper, just to give myself some wiggle room, some room for error. All right, and I'm going to keep that, of course. And then I'm going to take my glue stick, which I definitely need to go out and get glue. I think that I'll add that to my errand list, because I'm probably going to run out in this project. I might have another one somewhere, but I want to get one of the bigger, thick ones. So again, I want this in the corner here, and I didn't quite get it where it needs to be. So let me carefully pull that up and set it back down. All right, and then I'm going to take my bone folder. This is a quick, easy one, because again, it's just a note card. I'm not going to decorate it up too much. I don't know if it needs something in this corner. I'll decide that. You can always add, you just can't take away. Where are my scissors? Here they are. All right, so I'm just gonna cut around here. I hope I actually hit record. Yeah, I did. My brain. Trust me, it wouldn't be the first time that anyone has done that. I hear some of my favorite people that I watch say oh, I forgot to hit the record button. I haven't done it yet, but now that I just said that, I'm sure I will. All right, and just get this little piece here. So that's the front. Now you can go over the top of it with some matte medium or a little bit of watered down Mod Podge, but I don't. So I do distress it a little. Another thing I need to add to my list. I think I'm gonna go, I shouldn't go craft shopping. I keep telling myself I don't need anything else. But I guess to replace supplies wouldn't be really adding to my stash of supplies. But walking into a craft store is a very dangerous thing for me. But I'm going to behave because I do need glue stick and I need some vintage photo ink. All right, so I'm going to adhere this to the other base with some glue. I'm pretty sure I have more of this. I think I ordered it, so I don't have to buy that. Let me put that on here and center it. Let me pull it up and double check here. That looks pretty good. So if you're way off, I mean, I've done this. I've just taken it over to my paper trimmer and cut a slight little bit off the side if I felt like it was really uneven, which this one kind of is. I mean, maybe I will just for demonstration's sake. So I'm just going to take it over and get a little sliver. I hope I didn't ruin it. I may have. Yep, I did. So it's really this. It's not the blade so much. Let me see if I can save it, or I may have to remount it, which is okay. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to remount it. So I'm just going to cut around and I keep saying my blade needs to be replaced, and it's not my blade, it's right in here. I just have to make sure that's cleaned out. All right, and one more, a little bit more over here. It also does not like when I go up. It needs me to go down. All right, so that's better. I think. Let me see. I still don't like that edge so much. I'll just do it a little more. All right, that was nice and clean. All right, good. So then I'm going to cut another piece. So if it's 5.5, so that's going to be 5 by 3 3/4. Come on. And by 3 3/4. All right. And I'm going to, well, let's not be silly here. We can just mount that on here. I don't even have to go through that step. I can just do it right on there. I only put it down on this because if I put it on here, I wouldn't have the edge. The tissue would go right to the, it wouldn't give me the border. So I don't really have to do that. All right, and then put this on here. I pull it up and make sure it's pretty straight. It looks good. Looks good. And press it down. I could take my X-Acto knife and get that little edge right here. There you go. And then I'm going to take my card base and put it on here. I am going to use a tape runner for that. Another thing I need is more tape. All right, I'm making a list. I'm definitely hitting the craft store today. I have to pick up my cat's Emuquin. I was going to distress around this edge on this one, but I didn't. I forgot, so no big deal. And then this is going to be a little too small, but I think I'm still going to use it on the inside so I don't waste it. It's 1/4 of an inch smaller than I would normally put on there. Come on. But, yeah. Who knows, right? It's fine. It is fine. Let me pull one of these. I don't have another sticker, right? I could use one of these. Although the black and white doesn't really... what else do I have? Well, maybe I'll do the... Yeah, maybe I'll do this again. All right, let me pull that over. Get my glue stick. And put it on the best I can. As straight as I can. It's not super straight. Where is my X-Acto knife? All right, I'm gonna use my X-Acto and cut this. Hopefully I'm in camera. I'm gonna pull it up again because it's not 100% straight to me, and I am all about it being perfect. It's going up on a hill. Still a little up on a hill. It's because I'm doing this on an angle and it's not right under me, which is a little harder. All right, that's good. Good enough. And cut that. And then we have card number 2. Now, I did put some bling on this, which I think I will here too. So I have these little gems. Let me look through my box and see if I have anything that's a little more, I guess, vintagey. And I know I do. It's just finding it. And right on the top, look what I find. vintagey embellishments. This is what I was after. So I think I grabbed my pick tool. It's just, what color do I want? Do I want the green or the gold? I think I'm going with the gold in the small ones. So one. Where do I want the next one? I like threes. Maybe down in here. And then, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, don't like that. One here, and then I feel like I have to move this one somewhere. Maybe kind of right there. There you go. So here's card number 2. Just a note card. Pretty, right? I think I'm going to do one more, and that'll be that for right now. Okay, I just want to recap the 4 cards. So here's card number 1 with a stamp. Here's card number 2. It's with the vellum and the script underneath. Now it goes like that. And then card number 3, just a note card. And then card number 4, which is a note card. So I hope you enjoyed these. Thank you for watching. I'll be doing a lot more projects this month with the June kit. So subscribe to my channel so you don't miss them. Hit the like if you like the video. Comments are always welcome. And as always, I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to watch. So have an awesome day, everybody, and I do appreciate each and every one of you.